Hi, it's your girl Elizabeth Adela Oshede, and this morning I would like to reintroduce you to yourselves because I know that a lot of you are going through stress. That's why kindness has seemingly disappeared from your roster. But God loves you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. I know that the standards of the world may have made you feel small, taking away your confidence. The people you depended on have failed you. And even as a leader, when you look, you don't think that the people that you rule over, or lord over, or are elected to take care of deserve it. It's not about them. It's always going to be about you. I realize that the unkindness in the world is due to the fact that a lot of people are not thinking. They are looking, not thinking. So this morning, your girl, Elizabeth Adela Shadi, come to you and ask, have mercy. Be kind. Know that it is not about them, it's always going to be about you. You know, when I heard someone call Lizzie and Jerry Amuramarude, I smiled. Because that's who I am. See, Amuramarude, for those who don't understand my language, means all dressed up and nowhere to go. What is outside there? Parties? Been to the best of them and to the worst of them. Friends? They know where to find me if they need me. Connections and contacts, yes, but must be focused, and at least you have something tangible you're going to look for outside. Know this, women. It is true that no matter what you do, you can't keep a man. It is only a man that wants to be kept that keeps himself. Though bad behavior will oftentimes push him out more. But I want to tell you, it is not for your children, not for your husbands, not for anything or anybody, but for yourselves. When you wake up in the morning and take care of yourself and look good, we cannot just continue to grow like weeds. And the government has its portion. We have our portions. You understand what I mean? It is always the poor that keeps looking to what the government can do. But don't worry. By December in Nigeria, the poor and the rich will be on the same level. You will be screaming for God to come to your rescue. Because if you leave your belongings. I was going through social media and I saw this man talking about the woman came to the market, somebody you've never met, you have a stall selling, and she keeps a child with you and some of the goods she's bought. And she didn't return in 2 hours, so you leave that baby and went to get biscuit. Before you came back, somebody has stolen the baby. And then it's equivalenting that, measuring that on the same level as doing kindness, and the reason why you ought not to do kindness. Kindness has been bashed, goodness bashed, godliness bashed for so long. Instead of people to realize that they are stupid and foolish. When you're traveling, I know the mind of the poor is really myopic and mundane. I don't mean to knock you because I'm actually still one of you. I just know how to package myself well. The mind of the poor is pathetic. A lot of you. Somebody you've never met comes and leaves their baby with you. Didn't return in 2 hours. You didn't think to scream around the marketplace and say, Gbamio, this woman has left her child. When traveling, if you're traveling, you know the rules. You can't leave a bag or a piece of metal with somebody else. Stop doing the foolishness you think is mercy. You understand? It's not. It's not goodness to be foolish. Kindness. With kindness comes total accountability. It doesn't matter if you're doing me a favor or not. If during the transition of that favor, heals comes to me, evil comes to me, something befalls me, you'll be just as responsible as if you did it. Know the difference. It's wisdom that I speak. But this morning I want to say you are beautifully and wonderfully made. God loves you. I know the standards of the world. The world revolves around paying bills, buying and selling and commerce. Even though a lot of you don't want to admit. The reason why I've learned to wake up every morning to take care of myself, if you look at the time, I think it must be about 5:30. It's because I can. Because I have learned to appreciate God for what He has done. And I am always guiding. I don't know where God is going to bring His favor. And even though my family is my own, I birthed my son and his wife loves me and my grandkids appreciate me, I still want to maintain my respect. So when I eat, I'm going to go to the barest basics this morning. When I wake up, I look clean because I have dignity to maintain. I don't want them to love me because I'm their mother. I want them to see me beyond being their mother and being a person that can survive in that world out there. That's respect. When I cook, I clean. You understand what I'm saying? I maintain my space. I wake up, I clean up the spaces that I have taken over and learn to maintain. You wake up, you don't care. You don't care about how your husband sees you. You think because you've known him for 40 years, the man ought to be sleeping with a pig. You don't care. You don't understand who you are. You only do it when you're going out to meet people and how people can do stuff for you. But have you ever thought that the people that are most familiar with you, your children, your husband, also need to feel that bulk of the weight of your goodness and mercy that God has made you? No, see, sometimes and most times I'm telling you, where I ought to see promises and validation and vetted promises, I grasp and I touch hair. But it's not about what is outside of me. Who am I? With every single friend that I have, I maintain, not steals, no. I maintain my humanity. See, before steals and that word that you stole, and we all use, there was and is, will always remain integrity, purpose, kindness, confidence. We know that people connote words or discover words. I understand. It's not about applause. No. This is not about awards. This is not about recognizing goodness before we're dead and giving roses or flowers to us before we can smell it. Because we can't smell them if we're dead, right? We can only smell roses when we're alive. This is about reality. About the fact that God even took the pains at all to create us. So this morning, I want us to know that if the government has failed us anywhere and all around the world, we must not fail ourselves. You can't grow like weed. You finish doing the nonsense you do in your house, cooking and all those things you do, and you pick the trash and throw it on the streets. If your neighbors did the same, how do you think your environment will be? This morning, I just want to remind us that it is okay. It is okay to call home our minds and our hearts. It is okay to think before we do. It is okay to be responsible for our actions. When we speak, I commented on a lady's page this morning, an American woman talking about Dakara Thompson that was murdered when she just went to get gas and they found her body. She was raped and mutilated and thrown. And she was accusing the U.S. Senate of not even having said a word. Nobody raised a protest, nothing. She was killed by an illegal immigrant. I do not support illegality, but as much as I want to talk about that, I was once an illegal immigrant. I was forced to put, just like I'm going to talk about tribalism this morning as regards Nigerian, I was forced to type under their man. I had 2 sons. My first son was David. And he was murdered by 5 young, bright, vibrant American legal citizens. See, evil has no citizenship is what I'm going to tell you. There are ways that we can teach one another without further breeding hate. We have more hate that can go around for generations even if none was added to it. It's about love. It's about love. Because we've been doing the same thing for ages and we have not moved anywhere. We're regressing. We're becoming more vicious. And that's not going to help anybody. You got to try a little kindness. Show a little kindness. Tell the world for everyone to see. We are all hurt. See, the problem is us pretending that we are whole and perfect. From the greatest to the most minimal, we are all hurt. Because we didn't become independent from day one. Hey, hi sis. We were all birthed into families, sometimes to parents who didn't get themselves before they got us. Every single person you see, if you're wise enough, you must ask yourself, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what their disappointments have been. I don't know what their treacherousness, their hurts, their pains have been. But there's no human being that grows to be as big and grown as we are that has not experienced treacherousness, hurt, disappointment. That is why for me, I wish there was a way that I didn't know half the things I knew before I was 21. I'm going to talk to parents this morning. Yes, they're friends. Have boyfriends and sleep free. Have sex on your ticket. Your children don't have to be like that. Those that are going on have already gone on. I'm not telling you to go home and break your homes and cause unrest. You can bring up your children the right way. See, youthfulness is not so that we can get loose and sow wild oats. That's a misconception. Youthfulness is to prepare your children and equip them to face this wicked, mean world. If you think this world is a kind place, you must still be living in La La Land. You must be living in La La Land. It's a wicked place. The only place you ever come across goodness and mercy and answer prayers is because God wants it like that. The average person wants you to know how superior they are to you. That is why, look, the problems in most people's life, average people's life, the rich person can buy it with one Rolex watch. But you know why? Because during the course of their lives, they have been betrayed and disappointed, and everybody is now guarding and guiding their own. But that is not God's will. God still wants us to feel empathy. We cannot grow like weed without responsibility. I'm going to go to the most basic. You wake up, you don't clean your house. You're tired, it's your house. Nobody pays your bills. But there's a discipline we get from self-accountability that now extends to the way we vote, the people we vote for, how we treat others, not to steal, kill, and destroy. It starts from the most basic thing. See, a lot of you have started from, say there's a 10th process. You started from the 5th. You have ignored the simple fact. When you travel, they keep announcing over the speakers, don't keep things for anybody. Don't watch over anybody's backs. Those are bags. Somebody now comes to say to your neighbor, watch this child for me. Oh. The responsibilities we carry that we could avoid going to jail for, going to prison for, changing the trajectories of our lives are a lot. We were brought up in an apologetic culture. The Nigerian culture is apologetic. Everything. Our parents brought us up thinking it's learning respect and humility by breaking our confidence. Now, the things they've taught us is good, but we have to create a balance. We also have to learn to teach our children when to use it, who to use it for, how to use it, and when to withdraw. The Bible teaches that we should not throw our pearls to swines. You cannot be wiser than God, kinder than God, better than God. And with everything that He has asked us to do, He has taught us the wisdom, giving us the wisdom and condition that are conducive to letting us get the gains out of those things that we do. Do you understand me? I'm not concerned about what is going on out there in the world, because it's you I'm concerned about. Jesus didn't build churches, didn't build banks, didn't build nations, He built people. Because we're the basic unit of what else goes on to bounce around and create other things. If your foundations are wrong, it doesn't matter where you go. Two languages that surprise me and shows me the brainiac level of an average Nigerian, especially of an average Nigerian poor, that will always make me guide and guard myself around you. Money na water. Money will never be water. That is the only thing, the one thing for sure, that a Christian, a Muslim, an atheist, everybody must recognize. Money na water. And before somebody says something, you say, let he who without sin cast the first stone. You sacrifice accountability. You want to be the people's person. Do you think you could ever? I mean, look at how crazy a lot of the Nigerian commentators are. The guy lost a penalty goal, and suddenly all Igbos should be killed. Whoever listens to that is crazy. Because what I haven't been able to make you understand is that that person that you hate so passionately without a reason, what makes you think that they don't hate you back already? What makes you think that you matter to them? Because like attracts like. Your hatred may just have been so strong enough to have broken through their consciousness, because that's a gift that I have. I can stand with my eyes closed in the middle of a room and tell you where the vibes of hate is coming from. It's a gift. A gift. Amuramaru Day. Does that even make sense? Don't you know, especially coming from a woman, within every 4 hours, it doesn't matter how much you took a bath in the morning or whatever you use as douching cleanser, that vagina is an open drainage, like the gutter, open drainage. You understand what I mean? And a lot of us go to the bathroom, we just wipe down. If God gives you the grace, at least every 6 to 8 hours, every woman should go into the bathroom and rinse down. Toilet roll has its place. Not when it comes to how it keeps the vagina clean, even if you're not having sex like me, by choice. The words that we say thinking people are going to heal us, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I want to ask you, what are you doing here? Are you scrolling, dooming people? Kinda. Let me tell you the truth. It is a mad person that keeps doing the same thing and doesn't get results. We cannot use our frustrations and the stupidity of our people to close the doors against ourselves. We must apply wisdom. Yes, it is good to fight for people and scream for justice and ask. But the issue is, will the people that you're fighting for recognize the weight and the sacrifices made for the relevance to their lives of the victories that you have won? Do you know and can you believe that while Martin Luther King was alive, he was labeled an enemy of the state, like a terrorist? It was after he died they started calling him a hero. and a freedom fighter. I did not come to this world to die for other people. Jesus already did that. I can only speak and talk for people that already are fighting for themselves, because it's only a mad person, an ungrateful ingrate, if I can use that term like that, that will give their pearls to swines. Because the Bible teaches that when you give your pearls to swines, they will devour it and turn around to destroy you. That is why I feel so sorry for a lot of parents that are accumulating wealth and not taking the time to train or teach or make their successors understand the efforts, the sacrifices, the tears and the pains, the thievery that has gone into what they have accumulated for their children. It is madness and foolishness to fight a cause where the people that you're fighting for don't understand why you're fighting, what your fight means. Know that and know wisdom. Because when we talk about peace, it's only in the assurance of a higher power. There's no peace. Everything has been misconstrued and misinterpreted. The rich keep working hard to sustain what they have, and the poor keeps thinking they can appear pathetic, come here and show the sickest of us in humanity to get donations, and they get rich that way, not responsible, not accountable for what you and I are killing ourselves to get. A lot of you watching me today are richer than me. But it's not about wealth. It's about you understanding the value of your lives. That you were special enough for God to take his time to put his breath in you. I think a lot of people are resigned and stagnant and warped the wrong way to go after wealth and prosperity and peace and achievement, because you've forgotten what God did to get you to breathe and be a person. So I'm only here this morning to tell you that you are special. That the presidents of the world are no special than you, but the roles that God has for us all are different. Like I said the other night, one body, one likability, one sameness. Yes. But please, my mouth is not where I pass my faces with. My hands are not what I breathe with. My rectum is not what I walk with. My brains may contain some of the receptors and the hormones and all that I feel with, because I'm one wired soul, and that is how we are. Rather than keep trying to bring out those, bring them down, call them out in a very disparaging manner, have we ever thought of appreciating the little that they do? That's why I'm this morning. Because I've done with you the bitterness. I've done with you the guilt. I've done with you the name calling. It hasn't been anywhere. So now, let's begin to build up. Let's begin. Because I realize that we're all, at least for the leaders that I see, they're operating as if they're dead and separated from the people they rule. And everybody right now don't seem to understand that tabati fikuda so wenya kan papeni chuba amaroju. Now, for my non-Yoruba speaking people, if you have given power, especially unto corny people, it's going to take God and grace to get them around. Where you are trying to fight to get the power back, you will lose your lives, jeopardize the future of your children. In fact, most likely, your name will never be heard again. When I started thinking back to the people that have fought for us, for the audacity of Nigerians to compare Wizkid, my handsome bobo, hard-working fella. You on the internet are the chaos causers. You are the evil people, not the stars. Sometimes not even the government officials. For somebody to have the heart to compare Wizkid to fella, Mashe. Wizkid that I think I know would never, because there are no rooms, not even there is no room. Go multifold, no rooms for comparison. Every generation has its own accomplishers. But you think you sound smart when you come here and confuse people that are already confused. Wizkid bows down at fella's feet. Because ọmọ tó bá lórí adìyẹ àbórí awó ló máa jẹ tó ń bá dàgbà. Ẹlẹ́dàá awó yẹn ò ní jẹ́ kó dàgbà. And one that doesn't believe in using animals or areshana and olugbon, let me break it down. A child that does not recognize and wish his predecessors well will not be honored himself. Wizkid had a very brilliant mother. She was part and parcel of every day of his life, like Burna Boy. Because it is you, predators and women that are of questionable characters, that keep wishing that your mothers-in-law will die before you marry your husbands that you're planning to hold as slaves and control their lives. A man that is not wise will not be any wiser if he has a mother or not. Wise men know that women will always want to come, except for the very few like me. Because in fact, if I hit the millions today, I will only end up buying a more expensive taste of what I now wear. You understand what I mean? It's not going to change my style. We all decide to be who we are. And if you think that it's just that way, no, I've paid prices. I've walked into companies that will look at you and say, we can't maintain her. I've walked into places where without opening my mouth, people will look at you and say, does she think she's in Hollywood? I've been through that. So I pay the price for the way that I look. It has not come easy. But I trust the God that I serve, that the people that he has destined to help me, the people that are my friends, my family, that have taken the time to go down my page, because that's a resume, a footprint, that have spoken to me, understand that it has nothing to do with my heart. You understand? The Bible says all our righteousness has filled the rags. So I'm going to just say this and round up quickly. I think a lot of you are forgotten, not just who you are, but the effort God must have put in to create you. The fact that you are here amongst human and the living makes you better than millions of people that have died, countless, even from before the time of Jesus. You know, I don't know who it is that dies. They did that to Igmeoru. Those people I don't know. They now did it to Olongu something. People that died. They did it to Orwell. You come, people die amongst your people. And you never thought, if that was me, if that was my auntie, my daughter, mine. You now come out and you start blaming them for living the life that led them to their death. When did Jesus die? Yeah. And somebody reminded me to ask you, when did the Jesus that we are all saying, the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, who he is, when did he die? What age? 33. If you are alive today, and you have lived a day above 33, there is no reason for you to see somebody that dies above 33 and mock them for it. How about that? Take it to the bank. Jesus, the Jesus, our Jesus, our Lord and Savior, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, was able to achieve all that God meant for him at 33. Now, it didn't buy houses. It wasn't a businessman per se. It was only doing business, the business of his Father, to save you and leave a legacy that will forever, even that was before the foundations of the earth, to teach us sense. But you, in your desperations, you always manage to make other people feel less. Content creator. We are all content creators, even those without a social media account. Your facial expression, your words, your deeds, your dealings. The minute you try to teach, communicate, address, pass on, interaction with another person, you are creating content. So I want to ask you, are your content prospering life, uplifting others, or creating what? Let's look for solutions. We all know what the problem of Nigeria is. Posting where a child tried to use the mother for rituals and how stupid people have been or the mistakes that they made is not solution. Your evil post, your post that is dealt and built and swimming in vendetta, might just be the last. That's why when we pray, we say, Lord, forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and even those trespasses that we have caused in other people's lives that we're not aware of. How many posts have you done that has been the last straw that broke the camel's back, that made somebody leave the marriage, abandon their children, mistrust their husbands, hate their parents, killed their business partners, left work because they were frustrated, became unkind to their neighbors, caused fracas, rancor in their homes? We're all content creators. I'm just taking the time to ask you, how many of your posts that damaged lives, destroyed opportunities, broken marriages, killed others, pushed them to commit suicide or go commit murder, and you were just posting or reposting? Whatever it is that you repost, you're responsible for. It tells me that is who you are and that is how you think. If no lesson comes out of it, please don't repost. And be careful of the favors that you give, because it just might be equal to madness or unkindness. If I tell you, keep this for me, borrow me this money, it comes with responsibility. Just because I willingly accepted it from you doesn't make me a fool, but it can be for the eyes of the Lord. Wisdom will never grow old, neither would kindness. I'm only asking you, are you doing it for monetization? Because the people that have been on Facebook when it was first created still are not making money. Only those that brought. See, to make money, you must be servicing the need of people. Damilola, Babami, how are you doing? We must be useful and servicing. Like I said, a lot of you watching me, even in Nigeria, are presently richer than me. So when you see me, you will say, because you don't recognize the truth anymore. You like people to package it and bring it to you. There are times when the richest of the richest amongst us all are broke. So your needing money is not a new thing. So as a beautiful woman this morning, keep yourself clean. And when you go out there, know to say no. It is hard. When you know that this can resolve your issue within an hour. Or less than. How long does it take to have an average sex? uses Viagra and all that. I'm thinking, sex. Good morning, Tiare Babami. Best of sex, 10 minutes. Tobalo 10 minutes, you'll be telling him to get up. So all what we're talking about is easy. So you can do it, chop mouth and clean and move. But how about your spirit, your conscience, your soul? The world has seen and has and knows too many people that take the easy way out like water. It will look for a place. What they're not used to is you. Look at me, Tamilala. Look at me. Look at this. Will I ever knock on your door and you will stone me? Am I ugly? No, let me go further and stand. Look at this. Look. I'm not ugly, but I'm not going to do it with my vagina. I'm asking for opportunities, collaborations, advancement using my brains. There are people that I help and they think, because the world loves to capitalize on your tiredness. All the friends around you that have access to you are just waiting for you. Pretty woman. To have needs. They can help you, but they want you to compromise. How many of us, like Mama Shako, to God and to other people, well, I'm not a prostitute. How did I? No, you don't have to stand by the roadside. Prostitution is using sex to exchange for favors. So there are a lot of advanced, well-packaged prostitutes. And some men consent to their wives being, their girlfriends being, their parents being, just to get what they need. Thank you, Tamilala. Arukoni music. You understand? Because if you understand that sex is a spiritual thing, you will respect it. Was there a time I didn't understand that? Yes, I confess. But when you know better, you do better. It's hypocrisy God doesn't like. When you now grow up and know better, and you still continue to swim in filth like you were not as knowledgeable. Not going to take too much of your time. I just wanted to remind us that the level at which the failures of the world, all around the world, every government has failed these people, we cannot afford to fail ourselves. So yes, I'm still looking for work. And I give updates and report to everybody that I see. Do you know I'm looking for work? Do you know I've been home since December the 12th? Do you know? I drive around 6 hours knocking on nursing homes. They say I'm overqualified. My master's makes me overqualified. They are hiring people 2-3 steps lower than my position. And I don't want to travel, Damilola. I don't want to travel anymore because, see, that sense of belonging really matters. And I also have the conscience that I don't have a right to withdraw from people that I have not invested in. So I don't know people. People know me, but I have not been part of their lives. I have carried my bag and gone. And it is not like I made so much money from where I have gone to. So now I come home and I don't know who to go to, what to say, and even those that I talk to, I don't matter so much to them because I haven't been part of their lives. You understand? And that's why I've been fighting so much to stay close to home so that I can plant myself and mean a matter to people around me. It is not you on Facebook that's going to deliver me. It is not you that's going to hold me close and put some sense into my life if I need it. It is not you that I'm going to hold their hands. I want to arrange what I can touch, feel, who can see me and who I can see, where I live. And that love, charity, my charity, let it begin from home and extend further. Do you understand what I mean? Then I came back to Houston and realized that everything has gone AI and computerized. But do you understand too that the people you know are the ones that will still help you? They will tell you go fill applications. I've filled over 10 applications, done more than 4 or 5 walk-ins. And if you understand the bulk of the paperwork, Wherever you are, if I was by your side, you should be giving me a kiss on my forehead and hugging me. And I went to school and have masters. No wonder social media is filled with the filth and the bottom of the barrels. You don't have a high school qualification. You didn't work on yourselves. You didn't learn a skill. Now you're grown, and the urgency of the impending doom of poverty and destruction drives you to defame others, start a blog, have 200 anonymous pages. Hey, why? When you even hear their intro, you should just scroll and cancel, rather than stay on the pages and let them pollute your mind. Amuramarode. That's me. I get dressed because I value my life. I get dressed because my heart is filled with gratitude to God for another day. I get dressed because I want my children, their friends, my grandson, my dogs to see me as somebody that they know and are affiliated with. I get dressed because it might be the mailman that will see me and think she deserves a break because she don't know who may help you. A madman on the street may be nobody. But where you're giving a bread, a coin, a dime to that madman, it just might be related to somebody, or somebody seeing that kindness may just decide to be kind back to you in return. The problem with a lot of you is that you think you have the script written. You think you have arrived and you're not teachable anymore. You think you know the way God works. And you think you know people. You don't know enough. You don't know enough to decide that this is how the world works or this is the formula. We all don't know. So keep an open mind is what I'm saying. Keep an open mind. Because the more I learn, the more I know I need to learn. And let me tell you, the secret of my knowledge is called wisdom. When you learn, to unlearn, you will grow. I sit down in my own secret places, getting dressed and have nowhere to go. It's meditating. Bringing down, as it were, loads and piles of knowledge and the things that you think you have known in life, and sitting on your own and trying to see, asking Baba God, did you send it by FedEx or DHL, Papa? Was there a comma that I missed? Because in your confidence and truthfulness, you have dotted your I's and crossed your T's. But that is not for the lazy, the hateful, the ungrateful. That is only for people that are doing it right, that have taken the steps to do it right, that are not hoping that, Damilola, you sleep and I can steal your purse, or that, oh God, what I'm not looking for. I want money that does not have sin involved. I'm looking for a break that does not have the tears of another. I'm looking to be who God says that I am without guilt. Again, this morning, I'm only here to remind you of who God says that you are and that you have forgotten to be. Or maybe you didn't even get the memo at all, because we all come from different backgrounds. So regardless of what my father did, the opportunities he didn't give, and once you turn an adult, you must learn to be responsible for your own lives. That's the truth. You can be 10 in a family and 9 of them are abroad. They're still not responsible for your lives. You are responsible for your own life. I tell you, help will come better and faster to you. Yeah, you may say, how has help not come to you? No, because it takes time and process. People want to see if you are truly genuine and you can stick with your professions. You will get more solid help. When people see you stand for, they will tell you, let me even help her and see. Because what you have called your total problem is what some people used to eat in one night. There are that much rich people alive. The whole problem of your life that looks like it's going to get buried and sunk is what some people used to buy one watch and they have like 20 of it. But you are stupid. Not everyone. I'm talking to this particular person that's coming to my mind, that God has laid, no face, no name, to think that you know God enough to box him in how he works. Take that job. It's lower than your pay. You're worth more. But God will open the door for you on that job. Somebody will come through and see how you have packaged yourself, how you comport and conduct yourself, and know that you deserve a higher place. The work of your hands will not necessarily be enough to take you to a higher place. No, it is the people that acknowledge the work that you do, acknowledge the person that you are, acknowledge the way that you have become, that will say you deserve more and open the door for you to stand in positions where you can earn more. In fact, they are able to push you, config wealth, connections, contact, and like I'm doing, words of wisdom to push you to that next level. So it is true that you've been abused. It is true that big things, biggie things, are falling out of your hands. If I have, because it's always good to use what you know and have as an example. If when I lost my son, I didn't learn to pick up myself, I would have been tied in a mental institution with the keys thrown away. Because like you said, Damilola, I'm gorgeous, right? And no, I don't have a personal assistant. I don't have a makeup artist. I don't pay a dime to look the way that I do. I took the pain to learn and walk according to my pocket. I cut my cloth, my style, according to my fabric. You understand what I'm saying? You can be everything the biggest people are in looks if you just know how to mind yourself, take the pain to learn. I don't know how to fix eyelash. I can't do it. You're really trying. I can't. No, you can learn if you put your mind to it. If it is part of the portfolio of what you need to get into the right kind of people to notice you, to be a blessing to you. I don't because I'm going on an interview down. No, I just go professional. A little bit, a shade or two lighter of the makeup that I'm wearing right now. If you detest me because I look the way I look and I don't have the kind of money that you have, then God did not put me in place for you. Because if I have to walk under you, I will die of misery and you will break my confidence down every day. You will talk to me as if I were a dog. So when you're asking God to be a blessing to you, to open doors for you, please remember to tell him to create the people that will forward your cause. Having money, boo, I can eat the lottery today, does not mean I'm going to remain rich. When we ask for blessings, and we should also ask for his grace to maintain and sustain the blessings that we're asking for. Keep your environment clean. If you wake up, clean your environment. Those are the basic mundane things to show that you value yourself and your life. Hold your children accountable to cleaning around them. Cleanliness truly is next to godliness. Not because God is in it, but it is and access to helping you discover yourself. Not forget who God says that you are, so that you can have a source of appreciation. If you buy Maori, Louis Vuitton, Judith for $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, and your neighbor is reversing his car, and you put it at the base of the tires, it's going to squash it. A lot of you have enough to appear good, appear loved, appear responsible, but you are not washing the dirty one you washed yesterday. Your houses are not being kept. You eat and you leave your plate. These basic things first. Take care of it first before you start to go out. Having money does not mean you take off your underwear and you don't know to either create a bucket for it. You keep it in your shirt and roll it and keep it on the table. See, we didn't come to disrespecting and dishonoring one another this way overnight. Dear, little by little is how we tore each other down and sold ourselves to one another as unworthy, untrustworthy, dishonored. If you're my friend and I love to clean house, you eat, you leave your plate. You don't even know how to arrange your fridge so that when I open it, water is on one side, food is on another side. I know what to see. It is your house. You're the one paying the bills. But do you love it? Outside of paying the bill, can you look at the things that you have bought with your own money, put in your own time and say, I'm money or try? Can you look at those things? I started teaching my kids those things. Let me tell you something. I woke up and I was cleaning and picking up stuff. And one day, long time ago, my son said, Mom, why are you bothering? It's only going to wake up and see, that is the thing. My grandson is only going to wake up again and scatter. First, when you clean up and arrange and he wakes up to scatter, you give his brain a revival asset. He has something to look forward to scattering again. The way it scattered yesterday is not the way it's going to scatter today. Your job is to always pick up when your children, your husband, you yourself are done. Because the way you will use those things tomorrow is not the way you use them today. Give yourselves innovation. That is why you are bored out of your lives. Because you are not giving yourself opportunities to create within the smallness of where God has put you. And toys has broken so many bones. That toy your child played with, you didn't pick up. You are going to step on it and break a bone. Take care of your environment. It is your environment. Pick after those that are staying with you if you have told them and they are not doing it. You create that environment. They can see, they will know. Because one day God will enrich them. Like I say, I never pray for enemies or people that are bothering me to fall. I just ask God to elevate me or separate us. They will get to a place where they are using their money to furnish their own apartment and create stuff, and will understand. Even if they don't say to you, they will say that prayer in their heart. Stop being so concerned about gaining respect from the outside and impressing the people that you package yourself to see. Start today by concentrating on living respectful even without visitors. Awamuramaru Day. It is an honor. It is a praise. It is not a downplay. Kò kí ń ṣe èébú. Ó yàtọ̀ sí àwọn àròdé pẹ̀lákísà. Àwọn àròdé lọ́kàn àbùkù. Àwọn àròdé láì nídìí tó fi ń jáde. Àwọn àròdé borúkọ jẹ́. Àwọn àròdé dùnnú tọ́lọ́hun dùnnú tó ń fi ṣúgà rọ́pò. Let me translate that to you. We that get dressed without somewhere to go, but because we have hope, not knowing where God is going to meet us, doing our businesses and trying to open up doors so that people can look, hello, àwa náà wà ń bí ẹ wá ṣe wá láàánú ọjà là ń tà o, ìwé la kà o, iṣẹ́ là ń wá o. We have a purpose. We are selling. We have skills. We're available for you to patronize. We are selling goods. This is our business. And we get dressed in the morning to acknowledge God and give Him the honor, the glory. Tell Him, thank you for giving us mouth and life to live, for being useful, for preparing ourselves to get opportunities. All the prayers that our grandparents, every lover that we've ever blessed, that has ever prayed for us to say, Lord, open the doors of mercy. We wake up in the morning and get dressed. Not because we are going to be wasteful out there. Not because we have no purpose. Not to hunt for men that can sleep with us in exchange for money. Not to destroy your children's lives. Not to go gossip and ask for the next story to post that's going to demoralize people. Not to destroy my neighbor's properties. Not to sleep with his wife or steal his dog. Not to debar his progress. But we wake up in the morning knowing that God says, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Yes, I rejoice and I'm glad in it. This is the day, yet another day that the Lord has made. How are you showing God that you care? That you woke up today? Or you're still so bitter that you're hopeless and you don't care? I don't feel like getting dressed today. It's called depression. I don't feel like brushing my teeth today. I'm just going to be grumpy and act like it's my husband, my wife, my children, my friends, my neighbors. This life that doesn't see me when I lost myself ages ago. Do you see yourself? Do you honor yourself? How come you're asking people to give to you and do to you what you're not doing to yourselves? I don't get it. Go balance now. Let's be fair. So yes. Ejel, are you an Amuramaro bíi tèmi? Bíi ti Lizzy Anjorin tó jókòó sórí podcast ẹ̀ tó ń pa owó ẹ̀ tó mọyì ayé ẹ̀ tó mọyì ọ̀run ẹ̀ tó mọ̀ pé ìyà ò kì í ṣomi ọbẹ̀. Poverty is nothing to be proud of. I'm saying ṣẹ́rí bí ṣe ń tẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ ọmọ tó ṣàn ṣẹ́rí pé bàdí yẹn ò bad. Ẹjọ́ ṣé ti máa ní mo fẹ́ fi lè ṣàṣẹ́wó kò sẹ́ni tó máa rajà, but Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kò ń ṣe wọ́n yìí. Prostitution spoils your name, but above all, it joins your spirit to many that are not of God. It is okay to wake up in the morning and get dressed like you're going to be making some money today, like you're walking the red carpet. Because if you die today, all those things that you have packaged, you'll be surprised that half of them nobody will want to wear. And the ones that you have that are good, people will resell or use for themselves. I've had this for over 5 years, never worn it. And a lot of you are like that. And you know what else? It has holes. You see as many holes? I've seen people wear that because it's a cheap dress without something underneath. When I was young, I acted like I was young. As we get older in life, there are things that we need to adjust and learn. But my deal is, do you know better and not doing as good? Just wanted to remind you today that we are not weights, that we have some certain responsibilities we need to do. Clean our environment, basically wake up, take care of yourself. How can you cook in your house and you just throw the water on the streets? Come on now. If all your neighbors did the same, what would your area become? How can you be at work, you eat, and you leave your plate, and you don't know to wipe down and clean? That's why you go to a lot of offices here and you see them put, clean up after yourself, your mother is not here. As an African, the first time I saw that notice, I felt offended, and I called myself home and said, when people act like pigs, and you treat them like humans, it will just be on you. Now, sometimes it's just good to detach yourself from the situation, because when people act like pigs and you take it upon yourself to treat them like pigs, the world will think you're wicked, except you're, of course, in the position of authority to actually hold them accountable as humans, not as pigs. Don't go down to the deterioration level that people are. Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. That will never, even in the most mundane version of yourself, you must never match those that come for you. You understand? Always put that godliness, always put that value, because the people watching you are the ones that will make the ultimate decision on how things turn out. So yes, Damilola, my name is Elizabeth Adela Oshodi. I run a page called Big Mouth Avenue. Not because I speak senselessly, but because I speak wisdom. And in love, I bring to you things that people are afraid to say. I call myself Dio. Dio comes from Adeola. My late Uncle Adewale Oshodi, called me Dio, and that's how I came up with Dio. D-E-O Adeola. Life is tough. It's hard. But kudos to those who can wear their tough lives, their hardships, not looking the way things are. And it's not packaging. This is glorious appearance. When I package, you will know. Because diamonds, Mama Sorola to read learning. But for now, Nino Ponkiala Biami, in my struggles, I will continue to be innovative, to package myself well and come to you as if I just hit the lotto. Because I refuse to let Satan write my script or dictate the narration. It is only your haters, I say it once more, that will hate how you look like you were $1 billion when your account is -0. Because they will never bless you. They will never rescue you. They will never do business with you. They don't want you to grow. But your lovers that want to grow, that have grown, that have children and family members they wish would grow, will always call this not tease, baby. This is called the face of resilience. Your girl, Elizabeth Adela Oshodi. Iriel. Remember who you are. You are more than conquerors. You are the apple of God's eyes. He has not forgotten you. Honey, I think you forgot yourselves. And you don't want to go through the process. Binshewai, somebody may bring a camera on me at the shelter tomorrow, because I'm determined not to compromise. But it's not just that determination. What are you doing? Are you waking up every day, taking care of yourself and walking around your area saying, Erama, Ejama, I haven't walked for a minute. I saw the lady crying. Said she has reached her breaking point. Please, she wants to work. Begging for honest work is honorable. If you don't have that work you're doing, legit work that is measurable and stable. Nobody knows tomorrow, but legit work that you can clock in. And it's not like you're winging all around social media like a predator. The Bible says Satan roars around like a lion looking for whom to devour. You're not for one night sitting in your house wanting to be living lifestyles of the rich, claiming you are an entrepreneur, and yet you haven't made a profit in the past 6 months. Lying to yourselves because you want the easy way out. You don't want control. You don't want to serve before you become a master. What are you doing? No, Let's talk honestly. What sensibility are you doing? You like me, you have a degree, you have this, you have done that. I went to workforce. You know who workforce is for? Workforce is for the people on welfare. I went there with my resume. I tell them, I've written this application, I've done that. Oh, my friends, tell them, they know me. You know why? Because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I have worked on my life since I stepped on the soil. People that can't write what I write, speak the way I speak, don't look half as good. I've built houses, not just in Nigeria, have and own houses here. But because I come from an average home, but when I got to America, nobody looking out for me. Everybody I met, opposite sex, always want to sleep with me. And almost every woman I meet, there's something about me. They just want to control me, dictate to me, own me, run me, hook me up with sex. So I decided, no, I will pay the price. I will walk it one step at a time with no shame to my game. And I went from just a mere hostess, temporary worker, to security guard, to CNA, to LVN, to RN. I will keep saying that. Because if you don't know why I have not built a house like you have, I decided to focus on my education while I was walking through it. I wasn't sleeping around like you, begging and disturbing the people that are rich around me. I wasn't stealing I've always just concentrated. You want to know why you're where you are? Because you have no shame. But I'm not here for you this morning. Shame you to fit tajani. Ṣáwọn alájí yín tó wà Nàìjíríà yẹn wọn ò ní like eléyìí wọn ò dẹ̀ ní appreciate tẹ̀yìn. But it's my choice because that is not what created breast and butts for her. And you're lonely, lazy fools, thieves. You think we are a mobile workshop? No. And it is your kind that I meet when I go to work. Sometimes I played so much for an interview on the phone that when they see me, you can see, it's almost like without saying, they're saying, you look like this and you are begging for work. Damilola. It is well, it is a choice. Because the things I know about spirituality and the way God works, you don't know. You don't know. I do. This is the face of resilience. And I'm killing it. You know, Elizabeth Adela Shedi. Ariel. Good morning. God bless you. Share, share, share. Please. Thank you. I love you. I'll keep you updated. I have 2 people working right now that looks really valid. Unfortunately, I may have to take another travel assignment. I've never had issues with getting work as a travel nurse. I just wanted to stay home. I'm telling you, my grandson is 3. He doesn't even know the power that he has. Just coming down. You know, yesterday morning, what happened? I was sleeping. His mom was sleeping. His dad was out working and doing stuff. I just saw the person open my door. And he looked at me and said, Grandma! And I looked at him. He had woken up soaked, wet. Took him to the bathroom, gave him a shower, then went on my merry way. Those are the little joys that I enjoy. For me, I have a right to determine the level of my joy. Kimato Roger, I don't want to beg, and I want to be close to family. You understand? Yeah. I leave you to go conquer the world and build all your estate and develop the latest plane. Let me, like I said, it is not my mouth that passes feces. Neither is it my vagina that eats. We are one body. It's true. That's how the whole world is. But you find your portion on where God wants you to function from. I just want to function from a place of love, ease, but in dignity and honor. I leave the battles of conquering the world to you. Let me Work from the basics and the mundane just to put that humanity in all of us before you go to face the world to win. Yeah, Elizabeth, I love you. You're real.